Hi there, it's Kelsey.
And I'm Tristan, and welcome back to Contracted and Committed.
Today we're diving into a topic every travel couple or solo traveler needs to hear: the red flags and green lights in this lifestyle.
Because not every contract, Airbnb, or assignment city is what it looks like on paper. We've definitely had our fair share of surprises.
Some good, some very not good, but all of them taught us something.
In this episode, we're breaking down what we've learned over the years, what signals to run from, and what signs tell you it's worth jumping in.
From job details to landlord vibes to neighborhoods, we'll share the patterns we've picked up, the gut checks that mattered, and how we do our research now.
If you're looking to avoid the avoidable and travel smarter, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. So, red flags, green flags. Let's just go from the beginning process. You're looking for a contract.
Yep.
What are some red flags to you that, hey, I don't want that contract, hey, I do want that contract?
I think it's kind of, some things are personal. Like, red flags may be like between multiple sites or multiple clinics and mileage is or not included.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a vague overview of like what your duties are in that place, especially when you get to like the interview rounds. Like, they're just like, yeah, you're just here to cover for somebody. Like, it's kind of like, we just need somebody, which that happens a lot, but
They just need a warm body.
Yeah, but if you get that vibe, it's like, okay, are you gonna actually like help me educate myself better, you know? But if you don't mind being a warm body in a place for a couple months, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
In pediatrics, we get longer contracts, so I don't love that feeling if I get that from an interview.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like it's a red flag if you're in the interview of a contract you're interested in, and they're like, what do I want to say? Like, oh, are you gonna like want to be here longer? Like, are you thinking about extending? And we have an open full-time position. Like, we'd love to hire you. And it's like, you don't even know me, because that's happened to me. And I'm just like, yeah, I'll still be around in the area probably afterwards, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And it's kind of like, okay, that's a red flag if you're already like offering a full-time position in the interview a little bit. It's kind of like,
a little desperate.
Yeah, and then also in the interview, it's also kind of a red flag if the main person can't answer a lot of your questions, or it seems off. Like, if I ask a question of like, how do you document, or how do your therapist document, or what's their documentation system, etc., and they're like, oh, they don't document anything, and I'm just like, you mean they don't? What do you mean? They have to document for insurance,
yeah.
Right? I'm like, and they're like, oh no, I don't think they document, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah. Red flag. And even though this interview all happened, I did go and do this contract. And it was crazy and wild, and it was a bad contract. So listen to the red flags. But I knew that going in. I did. I was like, it's only 5 weeks. This is going to be a wild ride. But hey, we're here. What?
Nothing. You just really got hyped up on that one.
Sorry.
You're like, wow, this is a fresh wound, huh?
How about you? What are some things that you have? You're not really in this big process, I guess.
Exactly. So the red flags when we're going through the process here. First, we're looking at contracts. Is it just a very vague description of what you're going to be doing? Do they say you're actually only doing half this thing? So, like, you like to look for pediatric positions.
Right.
And sometimes they, like, hide in there that's like, oh, we listed it for pediatric, but actually it's mixed. And sometimes you might have adults in there. So that's, like, a red flag where they're trying to trick you with a title and then try to come back with something else. Mm-hmm. And then beyond contracts, as you said, all that interview process stuff, a lot of times you can see if like they even sent the right person to an interview. Yeah. Because sometimes it's just like an HR person that can't answer a single one of your questions.
I'm like, why?
And they're truly just trying to feed in a warm body. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, it's definitely a red flag if they're trying to offer you a job before the interview's pretty much even over.
They like,
and they're trying to get you for a full time. Yeah. And a lot of people, it's not too uncommon to go from a contract to full-time position with the place.
Right.
But that doesn't always mean that that's how they're going to start out. It's like they should probably test you out in the contract first before offering you that full-time position. So then beyond the contract, what's another red flag? So let's say we're very interested in the contract. The interview went well enough. So our next step is probably finding housing. Like, what does housing look like? So what are some red flags that you find in housing?
We use Furnish Finders, which we've talked about before. But I do think if there's only one picture of the house, or, not very few pictures.
Very I feel like limited pictures.
Is a red flag. Makes you think like
they're hiding something.
Yeah. Or if their pictures are like really dark, it's like, this is kind of weird too. Like a little sketchy. I think if they don't have like a very long description of things is kind of a red flag.
Lack of communication, I think, is a big one. Yeah. If we reach out to a place like, hey, we're interested, but we don't hear anything from you in like a week and a half, that's not a good sign. Because what if we're living at your place and we need to get a hold of you and you're not getting back to us in a week and a half? Like, what if the water heater breaks? Are you going to get back to us? We don't know.
And I think this might be like a red flag and a green flag type thing, but if they're like vague and want to make like under the table deals, it's kind of like, are you going to go through all the safety measures? If we do, it could be both a green flag and red flag depending. But
I think for that it kind of depends on how you found them, because we've done one under the table deal, you could call it, in our travel escapades. But that was because we were recommended this person from someone that's worked in the area before, and they're like, hey, this is the guy that we've worked with or has worked with one of our travel people before. Right, yeah. They had a good experience with him. And it's like, okay, well, we got a word of mouth recommendation that has experience with people that they've been around. So that makes it more comfortable to be able to like reach out beyond just a website and say, hey, this is our situation. What does it look like for you? How can we get something set up?
Yeah, that is very true.
But I would not recommend that very often.
No.
You truly want a legality purpose. You want to protect yourself, like all that good stuff. You just don't want to be kind of flirting with those lines.
Yeah.
If something goes off the rails there, they can go off pretty hard.
Yeah, and pretty quick. I also feel like you just have to, if something doesn't feel right, kind of listen to that intuition of like, know.
Go with your gut sometimes. The gut knows something. If it knows something's off, discuss it. And bounce it off someone else.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not traveling with a significant other and you're a solo traveler, bounce it off with a parent, bounce it off with a friend. Be like, hey, this is the situation. This is what we talked about. Does this situation seem odd to you or not? That kind of stuff.
I was going to say something. Oh, excuse me. Also, I feel like it's a 1-bedroom and it's $2,100. Like, that's kind of like, why is it so high? Pricing might be a little sketchy too. But that's something you can always ask the landlord. And it might be something that he's like, oh, this is our peak season, so we have to be competitive, I guess, basically.
True. And while you're looking for places, look at the city. Are there any red flags in the city? Is it like a downward trending city where the population's consistently declining?
Right.
The crime rates might be rising at that time. I'm not saying it always has to be like
perfect,
terrible crime rates, but if you see like there's a consistent rise going on here while there's a decrease in population, it might be a little sketchier. Go on Google Maps, do the little walking around the street view. I think that's pretty good. You can get a better gauge. Especially if you can find, like, the house that you're going to be renting.
Yeah.
You can street view around it. Do a little GeoGuessr, pretty much, where you're like, okay, I got to figure out where the house is. And then you walk around, like, the downtown, some of the neighborhoods, and kind of get a feel for what it looks like.
Yeah, because you can tell real quickly if it's going to be safe or not. So also, that is, I think, a red flag if it's not a safe place or, You want to protect yourself. You don't want to have to feel like
uncomfortable going outside to your car or something.
Especially if you're like alone doing this travel. You want to feel comfortable and safe. So that is a red flag. That's a good one to bring up.
Because in our experience, one of our first contracts, we didn't really do that street view around our apartment, and
it was bad.
It was sketchy for sure.
Yeah,
There may have been an armed robbery outside of our apartment at one point, and across the street is like a crack house. And it's like, oh, well, this is sketchy.
Yeah.
Like,
and being a female, like going to work so early and coming home late too. You have to like park and then walk around the building to get into, and it's just not a good feel.
And you ain't gonna be taking Izzy out to potty at night neither. So it's like Tristan has to go venture with the crackheads outside. Like, let's go, Izzy. Let's make it quick.
They're probably like, oh, he's one of us. Yeah. You just gotta act like him, I guess. I don't know.
I'll walk with a limp or something.
What other red flags in any area type of...
Well, let's see. If you can get past the contract, you get past the interview, you get past
house,
where you're gonna live, what's kind of like our next step?
I guess you're kind of set to go in it. Like
those are 3 main hurdles. Look at the town, the area, see, make sure there's some good shopping centers nearby. That can also be a green flag. If you notice there's some like high-end shopping nearby, you can pretty much tell you're in a pretty good area.
Yeah.
If they got like
a dollar store.
Yeah, if they got like Target nearby, like you can tell. Like Targets don't put down their stores where money ain't.
Yeah, that's true. I would say another red flag is if you do get into the contract and you're starting it and there's things that they're asking you to do that you don't feel comfortable doing, or it's kind of like a liability thing, or they're trying to push you to do this or that and you don't feel like that goes with your licensure or against it. That might be a red flag, and you can cut contracts if you want. I've never had to, or never did, I guess. So that's also something, like when you're actually in it, like don't feel pressured to do stuff. It is your license, it is your degree, and if they're asking you to do stuff, that's just wrong and
you're going to
be
held personally liable in some of these
you
cases.
Are personally liable for stuff.
So make sure you're following your contract and, keeping in lines with what your duties are in the contract. And if you have issues, your rep a lot of time is there to advocate for you. So reach out to them and ask some questions. That's another good point. So choosing like a rep or a place to travel with. We've only been with one place, which has been worked out very well because we really like our rep. She was fantastic. But do you think is there any people that have reached out to you, like recruiters or anything, that you've gotten some heebie-jeebies from?
I just feel like now that my name is in the circuit, I don't know how they even find you, but once you start traveling, LinkedIn. Yeah, that's probably true. People start, other travel companies will call you, will text you, will message you on LinkedIn. It's like, we have opportunities. We want to talk to you, what you're looking for. They're just trying to get you to get on their contracts. I just ignore them, or I'll be like, I'm not interested, but then they like go through their list and they just come back to you. So I really don't pay mind to it, because I'm like, I know that I want to stick with my company because I really like my company and I think it's one of the best ones that we've researched into and that I've heard about. So I'm not going to jump ship. And even if we, want to continue doing traveling or not, then obviously I would stay with this company. Yeah, but I mean, they all say the same thing, really. Like, we might have what you want. We want to know what you're looking for. Give us a call so we can talk about what you're looking for. We probably have contracts. And it's like, do you have specifically pediatrics? No, probably not.
Yeah, some places can definitely be more difficult. And if they have just like generic copy and paste message to you each time, it's like, well, that's not a great start for them. And then, do your independent research. If somebody reaches out to you, don't just go off of whatever the person that reaches out to you says, because, Indeed might have like reviews on the company where past employees might leave reviews and be like, hey, don't work for this place.
Yeah, that's true. But on the lighter side, maybe we talk about some green lights.
Green flags.
So a lot of green flags, or communication, I think is huge. Like, your contract people communicating, your rep communicating, landlords communicating, and just being open and honest about what everything is. And not having some like, oh, you'll figure it out, or oh, we'll talk about that later, or, those kind of vague answers. I do think a good green flag for contracts is the pay is comparable.
Competitive?
Competitive. I was like blending two words together. Comparable and competitive with others. It's transparent, like I've said. And the team actually sounds like they want you there. They're not just like, okay, cool, sounds great. Your body, we want to hire you now too. You know, like, they actually want you there. They're excited. They actually want to know you as a person on the interview too, and not just, okay, this is what we have. Do you have that? Yeah. And that's how some of the interviews go. They're not actually like, okay, like, what have you seen? And like, where are you coming from? And an actual kind of more like a full-time position interview. Some of them are like, okay, let me just tell you what we are. Does that sound like something you can do?
Yeah, sometimes it seems like these interviews aren't interviewing you. It's them being interviewed by you. It's like they're trying to sell themselves to you versus you having to sell yourself to them, which can be a little sketchy, but you know, just go through the process, see what it's like. Ask your questions, get your answers. Yeah. Follow up. If they're like, too. Hey, we don't know that right now, like, we'll get back with you. Follow up in email and like, don't let the questions slide on you.
Yeah, that's true. And then some green flags for like rentals is also communication, price comparable,
price competitive, yeah.
Competitive, yeah. Yeah. A lot of pictures.
Lots of pictures. Answering questions thoroughly. Like if we ask a question like, hey, do you have like these utensils?
Like internet too.
Yeah, and like internet questions, and some of them are just like, yep, it's good. It's like, well, I'd like a little more details than good. Like, my good is very different than someone else's good. Like, and my job completely relies on internet.
And so not to cut it out in the middle of a day.
It's like, I can't afford the internet to just be choppy. It's like, I have video calls I need to make with people. I have, like, consistent Teams calls I have to be making with people that apply to my position. And it's like, if I need great internet. I don't need good internet. I don't need okay
You're like,
internet.
I need the RAM speed. I need...
Yeah, the RAM speed. You got it, darling.
What is it called?
It's the download and upload speeds.
Okay. What, was I close with RAMs?
No. Okay. It's good enough.
RAMs do
RAMs are in computers, yes.
Anyways, and I think it's really nice. A lot of the good landlords that we've had when we've asked about like, hey, my husband works from home. We just want to like wondering about like what the internet looks like, and they'll come back like, this is the internet we have. We're on this package, but if he needs a higher package, if you don't feel like it's good enough once you get there, we can bump it up. And right then and there, we're like, cool, we're not worried.
Yeah, if they're willing to make concessions to get you there, like, it's typically a pretty good sign if they're able to communicate the rest of the stuff too.
Yeah. I do think a good green flag or like a bonus one is like a good neighborhood, good like walking
trails
and stuff because we have our dog. Oh, we always green flag, washer and dryer
in unit.
Yeah. Because we would never take a rental if it doesn't have a washer and dryer unless you're like, I don't know, like that's the only thing that's bad about the whole situation, I guess. But like.
It'd have to be pretty prime for us not to have an in-unit washer and dryer.
And another bonus one would be if it's near the place I'm working.
True.
Because if I'm contracted, I want to spend more time doing things in that area and not commuting from work to home and home to work. So, any other ones for the rental housing stuff?
Like green flags for the rental housing?
I think that's a lot.
That is a lot, yeah. I think it's pretty good. Pretty good. You know, sometimes red flags don't pop up until you're actually at a place, though, which is a little difficult. Because sometimes you'll get somewhere and it's like, wow, this place is a lot dirtier than the pictures are.
Or I was thinking about our first one where it all sounded good, and people that we know that do traveling were at the same place before us. And I'm like, okay, well, if they thought it was good, they're like, oh, yeah, that's good. They're communicative, whatever. And then we got there, and the landlord was shit. Like, he literally cut out the internet in the middle of the workday and didn't tell anybody. And then it wasn't working. And so then Tristan had to be like, hey, like, what the fuck?
It's like, this is my job. It's like you've cut me off from my job.
Today, right. And he's like, oh, well, it'll come back maybe. I don't know. We haven't figured it out. And Tristan's like, no, you're going to go buy this. And he's like, well, you can go buy it and I'll reimburse you. Like, it was a whole ordeal. And it's like, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't.
I forgot about that nightmare. Yeah, that was very frustrating. Yeah. I was not happy with that place.
No, Tristan was, like, very upset. And he, like, went off kind of. You were very stern with him. And we never met this guy or anything, but.
That's another thing. Landlords that there's no face to. It's like, it's just some general big company that you're just a number to. You're not actually living in their place, that you're just like paying a check to them. That's all they care about.
Yeah. So I think that's
also that place with the keypad that didn't work in the winter if it got too cold. Like what is that? Why do you have the only way to open the door is with this freaking keypad that sometimes just didn't work because it got cold?
Yeah.
It's like it was in Indiana. It's like it gets cold in Indiana. Like why do you have this thing that just doesn't work when it's cold?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm trying to say is don't rely on other people and what their experience was too, because our friends, they were never there. They were at work all day, so like they didn't care about the internet if it went out or in. They didn't care about these things that we're caring about.
People have different priorities, so make sure your priorities are being met.
Yeah, and don't take someone else's opinions on something, if they were there before. I do think it's good to talk about knowing the difference between like the growth nerves and like actual like red flag alarms.
Yeah, like new place nerves.
Yeah, because they kind of can feel the same. It's like, oh, I don't know, kind of feeling, like a gut like feeling. But there is a difference of like, oh, I don't know, I'm scared and anxious to do this, and a little bit excited to go to this new place and do this, and I don't know how this is going to work, but you'll make it work. And then there's like this guy kind of creeps me out. It's a weird landlord. I don't really know anything, There's like,
is it excited nerves or is it worried nerves?
Yeah, I guess that might be the best. So like you maybe have a lot of these nerves feelings because it is travel work and there's a lot of unknowns. So if you're a person that has those, like I am, sometimes it's hard to differentiate between the two. But so try to know those, not everything's going to be a red flag, even if
some things might just be yellow flags.
Yeah.
There's a medium, and you got to know like what things you're willing to concede when you're looking for contracts, of course. Because not everything is black and white, not everything's red and green, all that good business.
And I think it also is good to kind of put out there, like, some contract jobs are a lot lower paying than others, but they may feel right, and they may have a great... You might be like, well, this interview went really well, and the whole team feels really nice, and I'm going to be here for 11, 10 months, whatever. But it is less pay than this one that, I don't know, I don't really like that setting, and, whatever.
The area's off, the housing might be a little more expensive.
There's no Sam's Club, something like that. It's okay to take the lower paying job. You'd rather, in my opinion, it all is prioritize, what you prioritize. My opinion is, like, it's still better money than what you would be getting if you didn't do travel, and you're only there for a short period of time. And if you think you're going to like it, just do it.
Your standard of living is important to you.
Yeah. So. If you are going to be depressed for 10 months, but making a lot...
dank, it's like, can you wipe those tears with that cash? If you're willing to do that, go for the higher money. But if you're not willing to wipe the tears with the money, then... Maybe set your a little lower.
I'll set your priorities a little bit different than maybe. And you can always negotiate things too on anything too. Don't feel afraid to
ask for more.
Ask for whatever, less hours, more pay, whatever.
When in doubt, they say no, and it's like, okay, well then you just keep it moving, and if you're willing to go with what their original offer was, you can still do that.
And then you also have all the information you need to, like, okay, I know they are willing or not willing to, instead of, like, getting into it and being like, oh, also I was wondering, and it's like, it's too late. Like, you already signed the contract. They don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Type of stuff.
True. And with the negotiation, that can come in many different forms. It can be like, can you negotiate your hourly lower, but your like housing and meal stipend higher, that kind of stuff. So there's like the little details that you can adjust accordingly as well.
Yeah, that's true. Or if you want mileage or not mileage, that also kind of goes into play with green and red flags. It's nice to have mileage if you're going to be going a long way, but then it's also like, I didn't get mileage when we were in North Carolina, and I was driving between 10 different places. So that would have been nice, right?
Would have been nice. Would have been great.
I didn't know I'd be going that many places, and I didn't realize how far away these places were, too. So kind of asking those questions, would kind of help you, guide you into if you like it or not. I guess that's kind of off of a green-red flag topic, but kind of a good side note. But I did want to ask you... How have we grown more confident in spotting these patterns? Or do you feel like we just learned to know?
I think experience definitely is part of it, where after you've looked at so many contracts and you've looked at so many new housing situations, you can kind of get a better vibe of, is this going to be good or not? What are some like smaller details you can look into, like things that you might not notice first, like even how big the sink is. It's like, is it a small sink? Is it how big is the kitchen? How do they have a dishwasher? Like even it's the small things, and they add up. It's like, do the windows look nice? Like, am I going to be freezing in this house constantly because the windows are bad or the floors are cold?
We're freezing right now.
So it's like the little things that you see over time that it's like, okay, I remember what I liked or didn't like about X apartment.
Yeah.
And then you can apply that to the future and be like, oh, I forgot they don't have this, but I really like this. Or they do have this and I didn't like it in this other place.
Yeah.
So.
That is true. And that also helps you figure out what kind of house you want in the future, too.
Yeah, true. Eventually, when you settle down, you'll know the kind of things you like in a kitchen or a living room and all that good business.
I do think, it kind of, like, some of our places did suck, right? Like, there was things that were wrong about things, and nothing's going to be perfect, but knowing, you have to go through those things to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So don't feel bad if you, like, get into a traveling thing and you're like, oh, man, this is, like, really not. It's like, okay, fine, you know now, right?
And it's not a permanent position.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, eventually it will come to an end and you can move on to bigger and better things. Yeah. Hopefully it's just not that 10-month contract.
Yeah. And also, we've also done some smart stuff. Like, if it is a longer contract, we're not going to put in for a rental that whole time.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, okay, let's do it for 4 months or whatever we feel comfortable with the time. Mm-hmm. And then if we and like telling them like, hey, we're here for 4 months and we might be extending as well until this time. Mm-hmm. So kind of lying to them, saying our contract's not the whole time, but it is.
Yeah.
But doing that just in case if we're like not loving the place we're at.
Or if they cancel the contract on you, that way you have like an exit and you don't have to pay an extra couple months of rent to break your rental contracts and stuff like that.
Yes, that is very true too.
So look at that when you're looking at your rental contracts. Make sure, like, what does the breaking of my rental contract look like? How much is it going to cost me? All of that stuff.
Yeah.
Also important.
I think a big mistake that was hard, that has been always hard for maybe both of us, but mostly me, just in life general, but that kind of escalated with maybe this position we're in, is like saying yes too quickly. Like, I used to say yes to everything, and sometimes excitement kind of can be a little overwhelming, and you're just like, yes, 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 I want that, I want that, I want that, let's just get it done. And it's okay to take your time. You have time to find a contract. You have time to do everything. Like, don't just settle because you feel like you need to go fast and hurry because you need a contract or you need a place to stay. Like, travel work is quick. Like, one day you're not going to have a job, the next day you are, and you're going to have a house, for the next contract. It works fast. You're going to have an interview, and then the next day, or maybe the next hour, they're going to want you. So you do have to work fast, but don't feel pressured to say yes really quickly.
If it doesn't line up with what you want, feel free to say no.
Especially like
more contracts will come.
Especially like your first couple when you're just like excited to like, oh my gosh, that'd be so fun to be in California or whatever. Like, relax.
It's like, do your research on everything else. It's like, don't skimp on the research. Make sure you're doing it. Because if you say yes to that contract and you're like, wait, but my cost of living is so much higher and there's actually nothing in the area that I can go shopping, so grocery bill is now higher, and suddenly you're making less money than what the initial lower contract was.
Exactly, yeah. Do you think there's any contracts that you loved so much that we'd take again?
That we'd take again?
Or maybe even like the same area?
I think Marshall was nice in the summer. I don't think I'd take that one in the winter. Some of the northern ones in the winter are pretty tough for me to say, like, hey, I'd take it again, just because...
Winter?
Yeah, winter. Just kind of brutal when it's not, you're not going to be there permanently.
Yeah.
North Carolina I liked a lot. Maybe a shorter contract there again would be...
Nice.
Nice, yeah. Like a 3-monther versus a 10-monther would be cool.
Yeah,
What about you?
I No, I like change too much, so it's kind of nice to keep going. I did get we have gotten offers to come back to places, and my recruiter's like, they want you back. Do you want to go? And I'm just like, I'd rather see something new. She goes, yep, that's what I thought you would say. And she's like, but I have to ask because they specifically asked for you. And I'm like, well, that's really nice.
Yeah, it's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah.
So it meant you did something right.
Yeah. I try my best. What can I say? I do think, I don't know. I did like Marshall. I just didn't get along with some of the people there. I probably should have had a better mentality about it. I don't know. There's some people you just don't get along with, and that's True. You just don't get along with them.
You're not going to get along with everybody in the world. Right. And don't have to please everybody in the world. You can be friendly. That's not a bad thing. But that doesn't mean you have to be best of friends with every coworker you meet.
That's true, yeah. Do you have any final tips?
Final tips.
Trust your gut.
Yep. Trust your gut. Your gut. Trust your gut. Do your research and make sure you're hitting your non-negotiables.
Yeah, and don't compromise. And then don't chase perfection. Yeah. Like, don't just go say yes, basically.
If you're always chasing perfection, you're never going to reach it because there always could be, would be, should be something else.
Oh, tell me about it. Once we get a contract, I don't look at any other contract after. Yeah. I'm just like, don't look because there's something else that's going to come up that I'm like, oh, that would have been so nice. So.
Exactly.
Couple check-in. So since we're just celebrated Thanksgiving not too long ago, I just wanted to do an easy one instead of a crazy one. What are you thankful for this year?
What am I thankful for this year? Well, we've had a lot going on this year. Thankful for our health. I think that is always a big one, where we have been through another year of relatively good health the entire year. Thankful for Izzy being healthy the whole time,
That's
too.
That's true, yeah.
The places that we've been, pretty thankful for that. I think this has been a pretty fun, exciting year with the different places we've been to.
We've been to 3.
Yeah, we've been to 3 different places now, which is nice. Technically 4 if you count the end of this month.
Yeah.
And, I think that's the main things I'm thankful for.
I would say the same stuff.
Oh, nice. You just copying my homework, huh?
I feel like we never think about how healthy we are, you know? I mean, we want to be healthy. We're trying to be healthy for a long life, a long, healthy, active life. And I think you look around nowadays and it's like, oh my gosh, we're doing pretty good, you know? So I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for our family and our friends that are there and supportive for sure. I'm thankful for, I don't know, I feel like life has just been providing us, and I don't know what we did to get that.
You know?
But I'm thankful.
Things just kind of work out, Tristan, you know?
But why can't they work out Kelsey, too?
Well, they also do.
You can't take credit for it all. Yeah.
No, I think if you work hard, you put yourself in good positions, good things happen. Yeah. And if you just keep that mentality and keep working hard, that's just how things work out. Things work out well for you. Yeah. So that's what we just keep doing.
I'm just waiting for the downslide here, and I hope there isn't one. But I'm ugh.
If you're going to rate this past year, 1 to 8.
1 to 8?
Yep. What are you rating it?
Okay, I'm trying to think way back.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the year, we're in North Carolina.
I would say a 6.
A 6? Okay. 6 is pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like it was good. There was some times.
Some crappy times.
Some crappy times. Some times that I wish we would have spent differently. Or just more, I don't know. Just we were away from family, then I don't know. There's some things that I would have changed of what we did, but I don't regret what we did. Yeah, so it's not perfect. And I don't ever think, if it was an 8 out of 8, I'd be like, girl, okay.
That would be a pretty good year.
Yeah.
I don't know. The year before that was a pretty good year. That's pretty close. We got married.
Yeah.
We had a wedding.
We also had a couple deaths, too.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's in the beginning of that year, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
Anyway, what would you say for this year?
Anyways.
That's a good question.
I give it I'll give it a 7. I've had a pretty good year. I've enjoyed it. I think a lot of things have come up pretty well for us, and, not too bad.
Yeah, that's true. Excited for next year?
Always am.
What do you think's what's your plan for next year? What's your bucket list?
Don't have one yet. Maybe we'll do like a New Year's episode.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah. We'll do that. We'll leave it for that then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should we do a tip?
Yeah. You got a tip? So what's a PT tip of the week? Tell us what you got for us.
No,
Any new things in the PT department that you've seen?
I didn't write one. I forgot.
You forgot to do your tip?
PT tip. Trust your gut. It's okay not to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
You're learning all the time.
It's a developing field, isn't it?
It is. And I feel maybe my PT tip is to always be open to new ideas and always be open to new products. And I'm thinking specifically like 3D printing stuff. There's a lot of 3D printing stuff happening in the bracing and cranio remodeling that it's great. It's going to be amazing. And what we see now is going to be the worst it's going to be in the future because 3D printing and all the programs can quickly adapt. Mm-hmm. So I think being open to that is open to new ideas and new processes. It needs to happen in our field so that we can further our,
technology just gets better and better. So might as well start getting used to using it and accepting some of the newer things that come along with it.
Yeah. I think that's maybe my PT tip is be open to, especially older PTs. Once you get into like your routine or like the things you like to do or the people you like to work with, like don't always like cut out everything else that people are showcasing or inventing or even working with other people and like give them a chance. Like they might have something that's going to work for one kid and it might not work for the other 50 kids, but you gotta be open to things and keep adapting because our life is adapting. Okay,
so let's break it down. So here's what we want you to remember.
You don't have to settle, not in contracts, not in housing, and not in the way you live this travel life. You deserve clarity, respect, and environments that support and do not drain you.
The road will always come with some risks, but learning to spot the signs, both good and bad, puts you back in control. Trust your gut, ask hard questions, and hold out for situations that actually let you thrive.
We want to hear from you. What's your biggest red flag or green light when it comes to travel, jobs, or housing? Shoot us a message or tag us. We'd love to swap stories.
If this episode helped you feel more equipped or more confident in your next move, hit subscribe and leave a review. And share it with someone else navigating this wild, wonderful travel life.
And make sure to tune in next time. We're getting a little personal in episode 17 with therapy, faith, and the things that keep us sane. It's about the behind-the-scenes rhythms that keep us grounded while everything else around us keeps moving.
So until next time,
keep loving,
keep laughing,
and most importantly,
keep taking the next step.